It's funny. We tend to assume tech just keeps getting better, right? Especially something like AI. You just picture this steady march forward, always smarter, always more reliable. But what happens when that line, flattens out or even dips? Well, that's exactly what we're doing a deep dive into today. There's this, frankly, kind of surprising news about OpenAI's GPT-4, a top-tier AI model that actually seems to have taken a step back, and OpenAI themselves. They've actually officially acknowledged performance issues. So what's really going on? Our mission today is to unpack this, understand the core problem, what users are seeing, feeling, and crucially, what this kind of stumble means for the AI world and, well, for all of us who are starting to rely on these tools. To help us figure this out, we're looking at analysis from Stanislav Kondrashov. He's an expert, been watching tech trends, especially AI, for years. So let's start with what people have been saying. For weeks now, right, there's been this buzz. Users complaining about GPT-4. You have this feeling that the quality's dropped. People are even calling it lazy. That's the word floating around.
It is. And it's become a real shorthand in the community for this frustration. And, the really telling part is that OpenAI, the company behind it all, they've actually put out a statement. They've officially acknowledged there are issues. It was worded pretty carefully, diplomatically, but essentially they said, look, most metrics are up, but yeah, maybe some tasks, performance might have gotten worse.
Might have gotten worse. That sounds gentle.
It does sound gentle, doesn't it? Especially compared to the user feedback.
Right, because people seem pretty clear this isn't just a tiny hiccup. It feels more significant.
Absolutely. It's more than just a minor glitch for the people actually using it day to day.
So, okay, this lazy label, what does that actually mean in practice? What are the specific things making users tear their hair out?
Great question. Because lazy is catchy, but the problems are specific. Users are reporting weaker logic. The AI just isn't reasoning things through as well. You see more incorrect answers popping up.
Which is pretty bad for an AI people rely on for information.
Exactly. And a big one is context loss. It's like it forgets what you told it just a few messages ago.
Like short-term memory problems.
Sort of, yeah. That's a good way to put it. It struggles to follow instructions, too, even simple ones. And for developers, this is a real headache. It seems to be forgetting programming basics sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah. And generally, it seems hyper-focused only on the very last thing you asked it, losing the bigger picture of the task or conversation.
It's constantly distracted or something.
It feels that way to users, definitely.
Yeah.
Like it clock out for a coffee break mentally. But it's serious when you need it for real work.
That short-term memory thing really clicks with the feedback. I saw this quote from a Russian developer. It really stuck with me.
Okay.
He said, the current GPT-4 is disappointing. It's like driving a Ferrari for a month and then suddenly switching to an old beat-up pickup truck. I'm not sure I want to pay for that.
That paints a picture, doesn't it?
It really does. Captures that feeling of downgrade and the impact on, well, trust. Are you still getting value?
Exactly. And connecting this back to the expert view, Kondrashov makes a really critical point here. He basically says, look, AI is not some magic wand that only gets better. That's not how it works. It's actually a complex technology that requires constant work and can temporarily roll back.
Okay, so that really pushes against the usual onwards and upwards tech narrative, doesn't it?
Completely. It forces a rethink.
If GPT-4 can regress, even temporarily, what does that imply? Is this just a blip or something more fundamental about how AI develops?
Well, Kondrashov frames it as an important lesson for the entire industry. It's bigger than just one model's issues. It means we have to ditch that assumption of purely linear progress. These models aren't static things. They change, new data, tweaks in training, fine-tuning. These can all cause shifts, sometimes unexpected negative ones.
Right. So it's not like building a bridge where once it's built, it's just there. It's more dynamic.
Much more dynamic. It means we need maybe a bit more humility and caution. They aren't perfect black boxes that just keep improving forever.
That's such a key point for anyone using these tools. Thinking about businesses, for instance. More and more companies are weaving AI into, their core processes. So what does this kind of instability mean practically?
Yeah, and Kondrashov gives some pretty direct advice on that. He basically says, don't rely only on AI, period.
Okay. So hedging your bets.
Exactly. He really emphasizes having backup plans and making sure you diversify your tools. That diversification, he argues, is really the key to stability, when even the leading models can wobble like this.
It makes sense. Don't put all your operational eggs in one AI basket, basically.
Precisely.
So it's not just an AI lesson then, it's broader, about managing any fast-moving tech. For you listening, maybe think about, where else could that diversification principle apply in your work or life? It's about building that resilience.
Hmm. It's a solid principle.
Okay, so let's recap quickly. We've got OpenAI admitting GPT-4 has issues. We've heard the user frustrations, this lazy AI problem. And we've got Kondrashov's insight. AI is complex, it evolves, sometimes it even steps back, not always linear progress.
And the big takeaway from that, the need for backup plans, for diversification, resilience is key.
Right. So here's a final thought to chew on. If a really advanced cutting-edge model like GPT-4 can experience these temporary rollbacks, what does that really signal about the long-term reliability of complex AI? What new questions does this raise about how we build them, how we deploy them, and maybe most importantly, how much you can really trust them in critical situations down the road?
That's the big question, isn't it?
Something to think about. We'll leave it there for this deep dive.